Guys, it's Crash Bandicoot here. It's 6 a.m. and I haven't had any sleep because partly because I was asleep yesterday, but also because I was in a lot of pain earlier with my stomach because I've been feeling a bit constipated and a bit bloated, and I've had a lot of pain and stuff. So yeah, I've not been feeling too great. So today's video, I've just been inspired by my own brain, funnily enough, because it inspires me sometimes to make wacky videos, but this one's quite a serious video. I'm gonna actually be talking about my depression and how it affects me on a daily basis, as well as my anxiety. So my depression started 5 years ago. No, it didn't. Did it? No, my depression started 7 years ago when my granddad died. Like, my granddad was like a really close person to me. Like, he meant the absolute world to me. He was my granddad, he was my dad, because he raised me when my own dad wasn't involved in my life at the time. He is now. I speak to him, he's okay. But yeah, it was my granddad, he was my dad, he was my best friend as well. Like, I couldn't, words cannot express how much my granddad meant to me. So when he died, it was a really bad blow, and my depression started, and I started harming myself, and you know when you say you spiral towards rock bottom? I didn't spiral, I face planted rock bottom. Like, I face planted it like with a bang, because like I felt so awful. So yeah, the thing is with my depression and anxiety is I don't leave the house very much. I'm very introverted. It's not that I don't want to leave the house. Well, it is and it isn't, because sometimes I really do want to leave the house, but I can't because there's something stopping me from leaving the house. It's just I don't. It's like there's a bubble wrapped around the house, and if I step out of it, then it's horrible, because I just need to get home. I need to get home. Obviously, I can go to the shops and I can buy I can go out and I can buy food, and I can go to the charity shops, and I can do all the things that a functional person can do on certain days. But other days I stay in the house all day. I don't do anything, I don't talk to anyone, and I just sit watching my Netflix because that's a distraction. See, with depression, when my depression flares up, when my depression kicks in, and when it's a bad day, I always watch Netflix every day, but on the days that I'm feeling especially depressed, I'm just not functional. Like, I can't function like a normal person, which is really difficult. But also with me, I get down, I get really sad, and I get suicidal thoughts sometimes, and I get thoughts of quitting, even though I haven't done it in over a year. I still get those thoughts when I'm in a especially low place, like in a deep place in my mind, because like with me, like, my brain is really weird, because I've got the normal functional side, and I've got the dark side, like the darkest place in my mind. So the places where I'm back to my granddad dying. It feels like he died yesterday. The grief is raw, as if he still died yesterday, even though it was 7 years ago. So things affect me. I get really emotional. Like, I remember once I cried because I thought there was an ice lolly in the fridge and there were no ice lollies. So I got really emotional and I started to cry. I got really frustrated and I got agitated, and then it just made me really upset. Like, I can cry over the smallest thing. If I can't find something, say for instance my lighter went missing. I've got loads of lighters, but say for instance I only had one lighter and I couldn't find a lighter, I'd get really agitated and frustrated, and I'd probably cry. It's like, oh no, where's my lighter? I can't find it. You know, that kind of thing. So there's a sensitive side of it. Um, what I hate most is when my depression does get bad. People always say to me, you should go outside and get some fresh air. It's like, yeah, that's a good idea and all, but how am I supposed to go out there? How am I supposed to go outside? I I can't do it. I can't go outside. Why can't you go outside? Because it's there. It's outside with people and fresh air, and it's a big wide world out there, and I'm not prepared for it. I'm not mentally prepared for it. I cannot do it. I'm not in an emotional state where I can physically walk outside and get some fresh air. Obviously, I've got the window open now, as you can see, so there's fresh air coming in to the flat where I'm living. My flat, I call it my flat. My mum would beg to differ, but it's my flat because I'm staying here. She's not. Because she's at her boyfriend's. Yeah. So there's fresh air coming in right now, which is good because I can breathe in, but I don't want to go out there because out there is just, it's terrifying. It's horrible because I don't know. There's too many things outside. It's just horrible because, like, anything could happen if you go outside. You could get run over or something. I don't know. Like, or what if I get dizzy? Or what if I get tired and I fall over or something bad happens? I don't know. But this is a state I get in when when my anxiety's playing up. I get in states where I literally, worst case scenario, I have imagined disasters, which are basically, I can be walking down the street and I'll see someone and they'll be walking down the street, they'll be crossing the road, and I'd just be stood there watching them, because I have, they're like visions, they're like weird. They're not premonitions, well, they kind of are, but they kind of not, because it's not going to happen. But this random person I'd just be watching down the street like a hawk, because I'd have a vision of maybe a car hitting them or they're falling over or something bad happens to them. So I'm kind of watching them go to safety to make sure they're okay, even though I don't know them. But them also happen to me as well, because I can be lying in bed. In fact, I'm gonna lie in bed right now because it's cold because the window is open. So I can be lying in bed and I'd be having a dream, and no, I'd be awake, I'm conscious like right now, and I'd be just sat in bed, and I'd be twiddling away like daydreaming, and then I'd have a flash of my sister dying, or if I was playing around with a penny, like a penny coin, and I twiddle it back in my fingers, as I do, because when I get anxious I like to fiddle with my fingers because it's helpful. Or I like to play about with my ring, like move it around my fingers and stuff, that helps. But right now my finger is a bit swollen, so I can't move it as easily, which is a bummer. So I'll probably take it off in a bit for a couple of hours, let blood circulate freely, and then my fingers should be back to normal. So yeah, I could be sat in bed and I can have one of these like vision things where I imagine like horrible things, like, or when I was, say if me, my mum and my sister went for a walk, I'd be constantly worried about my sister, because I'd be like, well, what if she falls and breaks her head? I mean, no, not breaks her head. What if she falls, smacks her head, gets a concussion? What if she smacks her head, falls, died from maternal bleeding? What if she falls down and she starts crying? What if these things happen? And that, I think that's part of my anxiety, that I always worry especially about my little sister, because she's like really precious to me, and she's one of the most important people in my life. And I have three sisters, but two of them I don't see. So Amelia is really my only sister that I do see, so I'm really protective of her, and I don't want anything to happen to her. Which is really frustrating because, I want to believe she's safe, but I want to, yeah, I want to believe she's safe, but there's always a part of me that always imagines what if. And I know what if buts and maybes, like, think about them too much, they can destroy your life, but with me, I can't help but think about it, what ifs and maybes. It's, it's horrible. I was talking to my friend Owen about it actually, and he was like, "Oh wow." I told him about me having the vision with the penny and accidentally swallowing it and dying, and no one would be able to no one would know because I was choking and I couldn't ring anybody. Well, I didn't say that bit. I said until I swallowed it and I died. But it was like, oh my god, that's awful. I'm like, yeah, I've been having those for years. I mean, it's normal for me to have them, but it's still awful. But I'm not used to them because it's horrible, but you know, I mean, they do happen. I just don't know when, but when they do happen, they're awful. So my anxiety affects me in different ways. Not wanting to go outside, the imagined disasters, the worrying about people, fidgeting, overthinking. That's my downfall. Overthinking. I overthink everything. I need to know things. Like, I can't just accept things as they are. Like, as I said in a different video, I ask a lot of questions. Sometimes the questions I don't want to know the answer, but a lot of the time I do. So, with me asking questions, it's like, it's not, I think I'm being rational. Like, I think the questions I'm asking are valid. It's not until someone else explains to me, why the question is so personal and why they might not want to answer it, that I start to understand that the question is personal and I shouldn't have asked it. It's like I don't have a filter on my brain. Yeah, I don't have a filter on my brain. My mouth opens before my brain can process anything, and even when my brain does process it, if my brain still thinks what I'm asking is rational, I don't know whether that's an autistic thing or whether that's just a me thing. I don't know. But yeah, people think I'm really nosy, but I don't think I am. So people explain to me, like, people explain things. I don't understand things. I'm one of those who's like, I know things. I do. I'm not stupid. I'm not super smart, but I'm not totally stupid. But there are things that I don't understand, um, or I don't understand people. So if I ask an insensitive question, someone else would have to explain to me why it was insensitive and stuff, because I totally wouldn't understand. Yeah. I don't know whether this video is actually going to be helpful or not, but I will post it on YouTube anyway, because I've got the points that I wanted to get off my chest, and obviously you can see from the way I'm looking that my eye here is sore from where I've just been scratching, because my eyes are itchy and this eye is really itchy and it's horrible. I've been feeling really ill. I know whether my eyes red.
No. But yeah, around here it just really hurts, and on it makes my eye feel really swollen, and I just feel ill, so it's just that I need to end this video now because I'm gonna try and get a few hours of shut eye. I'm gonna put this video on to upload while I'm sleeping, so hopefully it'll be able to watch when I wake up. Okay, right, this is Crash Bandicoot signing off, and I'm sorry guys for like not posting a video in a while, but I've just been, so I had a funeral last week. I buried my great nan, which was horrible because I was actually really close to her, and I went to a funeral and I saw her in a coffin, which it wasn't that bad actually. She just looked asleep. I mean, obviously because I saw my granddad's dead body in this coffin. My grandma had him in the hallway of the house when he was buried 7 years ago. Before he was buried 7 years ago, sorry. So he was there in the hallway for a couple of days, and you know, I saw him quite a lot. So I actually got used to the sight of him being dead. So I knew what to expect, and you know, it's just like she was alive, only she was sleeping and she was cold. Like, because obviously when you die, everything stops and your blood stops flowing, and your heart starts pumping, so everything just goes cold, and it feels like she was in a fridge or something, or a freezer, because it was cold. Um, but that wasn't actually bad because obviously I've seen it before. I mean, obviously it's not nice because you're seeing someone you loved in a coffin dead. Um, but it was really nice that I got to say goodbye to her one last time before before the burial the next day. For the top one in the coffin got nailed down, and got put into the ground. I'm really happy that I got to see her one last time. That actually made me feel really happy because I got to tell her I love her one last time, and that memory will forever be stuck in my brain because that was really special to me. So I will carry that with me always. Um. So yeah, but the funeral did take it out of me a little bit, and you know, I've been feeling really sad, and my depression flared up. Like, I hate it when it does that. I mean, I remember when I was in a depressed state for a whole month. That was terrible. I mean, when my granddad died, I was in a state of depression for a year, but and then I got through. Because it's not just my granddad dying that caused my depression. It's my granddad dying and different events after that have affected me in a really bad way. So yeah, it's kept my depression like pretty much there. Like, but yeah, I had the funeral and I've been feeling better. Yeah. So I've just been watching my Netflix and I've just been chilling really, and I'm gonna get some sleep and take it easy and see if I wake up later. I might do a video later on. I may do and post it on YouTube to see if I feel any better. But as for now, I'm gonna sign off. Because I'm tired and I'm gonna get some sleep. Okay, right. I love all you guys. I hate it when I sound like this. I love all of you guys, and I hope you have a super fantastic day. I doubt this video will get many views, but and I doubt anyone who's watched the whole 20 minutes of this video, but if you do, then I love you so much, and thank you for watching the video, and I'm sorry that I'm sounding like this, since I feel really ill, so and I've been bloated, and it's not nice when you're ill. I hate it. Okay, right, so I love you all, and I hope you have a super fantastic day or night wherever you are, because it's different times all over the world. So thank you so much for everything, and all my friends on horse, I love you all, and other people tolerate me are even better, especially Apple, Silver Stelly, and my friend Bobby Jean. I love Bobby. Bobby's actually epic. She knows all about my depression and stuff, so Because she got worried about me once. She was like, I haven't heard from you in a few days. I'm like, oh yeah, my depression, I've got depression and it flares up. And she's like, oh, well, you can talk to me when you're feeling better. And that just means the world to me because um, I'm not very good at keeping up with friends, like holding conversations and stuff. Um, so when a friend understands my depression and understands that that there are times where I just don't want to talk to anybody, that's super great because they understand and it's really great and really fantastic, and I love any friend who tolerates me. So okay, I love you guys and I hope you have a super great day or night wherever you are. Bye bye.